We're finally going to do it. We're finally going to TIANA lock. Someone ignore the glitch there, but we're going to do it, and that's going to be game, guys. What's going on, and welcome back. So, Amethyst Steel AGGRO. TIANA AGGRO, if you will. Yes, TIANA AGGRO is wearing purple today. No yellow, no amber. Not playing that build. We're on purple steel. And we've got a couple of replays for you guys. Then we'll go over the deck like we always do, explain things over for you. Then we're going to talk about Into the Inklands, the cards that have been revealed so far that may or may not make it into the deck, and why, followed by a handful of, I think there's actually 4 for this one, more replays at the end without commentary, sped up a little bit more just so you can breeze on through them. But yeah, let me know down below, what can we do better? Like, share, subscribe, 3,000 sub giveaway, Enchanted Rare Surfer Stitch. I have it right somewhere. Promise I still got it, guys. We have it here, Enchanted Rare Surfer Stitch for someone to get. I got it out of the free pack in the first starter deck I got. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, Steel Amber. First and foremost, this deck has so many variations. Are they playing Flute? Are they not playing Flute? Are they playing TIANA AGGRO? Or are they playing a different build of it? We're going second. We got Snake, Hook, Tink, Goat, Fox, TIANA, and Fire. Because of the deck, I wanted to keep TIANA, because if we can get her out early, like turn 4, obviously. By turn 5, I mean, our opponent might have most of their stuff live with their singers by then. However, if we can't lock them out of some of their deck, that would be pretty nice. So we hit a couple Hercules. We got our Captain Hook for our turn 1 play. We don't need the Hercs. We go Captain Hook. He goes with Last Cannon. So now I'm a little confused. I haven't really seen that card played in this deck very often. We see Sleepy go and Simba come out. So I'm expecting aggro now at this point. Both decks do a decent bit with that, and they have the bodyguards. So I'm expecting him to be on aggro. Rapunzel goes away, and Moana comes out. So in fact, he is on aggro. Thanks to the just in time, by the way. If you missed that, it went pretty quick. Just in time to get out the 5 cost Moana. Hercules coming down. Essentially here to, I'm not too worried. Like, we got quite a bit. It won't let me get rid of that. No? Okay. Anyway, we have a pretty good setup here. We have Strength of the Raging Fire, if you can kind of see it down there, and our Mim Fox. So I can deal with bigger body easily enough. Hercules trades a Simba as well. So I'm not too worried yet, and advantage-wise, we are ahead. Waiting for him to decide. He comes down with the Ariel. That to me is a bigger threat than the Moana. Singing songs is just can be scary. So we go quest, and now let's say, okay, let's race it. We're gonna go. Let's see what we do. And we go ahead debating what we get rid of at that point. I don't need the bodyguard because of everything else we have. Instead of hard casting the Strength of the Raging Fire, I decide to hold on to it, which comes back to bite me. I was going to say maybe I can get a 4th one out and go ahead and deal a little more damage and then poke away, get rid of the threats on board. Anyway, we draw into our Prince. So at this point, we're going to go into Hercules, get rid of the Simba. So 1 bodyguard gone, still has the other one. A little less good as far as how we're looking, but we still have Prince, we have Fox. If we can lock down his songs, that would be good too. We draw into a friend, so we can go ahead and draw 2. We hit Tink and Prince. I don't need 2 princes. We throw down the Tink. She's going to help us fix our hand till we get what we need. He comes out with the Grand Duke, boosting both of his princesses, and we get another friends on the other side. I meant to... Oh, hold on. I forgot what I did here. We attacked. I thought I was singing the song. And then we go Mim Fox to get rid of the Moana to really cut him down. We're down 11-2, but that's not too worrisome. He does come back with another Moana, but we still have Fox who can almost deal with that on her own. We hit Benja, which is going to help. He didn't quest, so we're going to just go ahead and sing the song with our Fox. Thought about singing the other one, but at this point, I'd rather just put out some bodies and keep it for next turn. Debating if we want to get rid of that Tink, but at this point, I was like, we might want to just hold on to her just in case. So 11 to 4, but he's really low on resources, and I'm coming for him. So he plays Strength of Raging Fire to get rid of the Hercules. I guess he could have got rid of the Fox, but at that point he should have duked into the Fox to get rid of her, so that I can't go 4 into his Moana. That's what he should have done. He still would only have 5 or 4 more on board, though, for next turn, so he wouldn't necessarily win because of that, but he should have crashed the Duke into the Fox. Then we can go ahead, go pretty wide there with our cards. Quest for a bunch. He does not have enough on board to win, so we just throw down everything that we can. So there goes the TIANA, and we get rid of the Tink. So if somehow we can't win, we can at least lock him down. Lilo comes down, and we're going to win the game. Resist, resist, resist. He does finally get rid of it. Anyway, draw into Prince, we get the win. Sapphire Steel. Once again, we're going second. I went second a ton. It was very unfortunate. We have our big Herc, double Snake. We have Huntsman, Pinocchio, Friends, and another big Herc. So I want to get to a Bodyguard, and I want to get to Benja for this matchup. Those are my main ones. The other cards that help going second, like Fox, like Raging Fire, kind of just come naturally with the deck. So we hit Bodyguard, we hit Benja. We don't hit a turn 1 play, though. Double Goat. We now have 2 Huntsmans. Keeping both of them because one's inkable if I need it. Otherwise, it's at least 2 early plays if we really needed it. I did need a lot, so maybe going 1 more would have been smarter, but we would have... I don't know. It's a horse apiece. Like, there's an 85% chance if you mulligan 5 to hit one of your 8 1-drops. Didn't happen. 85%. Like, I played the odds and I lost. That's okay. He comes out with the Prince Eric. That challenger is nasty. It is not fun to deal with, especially with the 3 willpower. So he comes out with our Mickey now, and he's just ramping. He's up to his 4. He knows he's safe to quest. So we're going to try and go a little wide here instead of throwing Bodyguard down there, because he would take... Well, I guess he wouldn't take it out. He would deal 2 damage to it, only take the 1, and next turn take it out. Fishborn comes down now. So now I have a decision to make. I felt here like I was like between TIANA and Grab Your Swords. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get to be able to TIANA him before it matters. Strength of the Raging Fire, I meant to sing it. Or, never mind, that wasn't yet. That's in a different replay. This one I did not have a 3-cost character, so ignore that. That does happen in a replay after these, though, after the deck and everything. I mean to sing it, and I accidentally hard cast it, and that's unfortunate. Be careful where you're clicking. The Flavisham comes down, so his draw engine is now running. We had to get some on board. Pinocchio just unfortunately is the side effect of that. Grab Your Swords isn't going to be super helpful in this matchup at this point. We can go ahead and put down our Prince. We don't need 2 Bodyguards. I'd rather have Benja and the Tink. So we have an 8-to-1 advantage with 5 on board. We're in an okay spot, but it's against Sapphire Steel, 5 cards in hand, and 7 ink to be usable. He knows what we have. We don't know what he has. Mickey comes down. Fishborn comes down. We have Benja, but he's already got 10. So while Benja is going to be helpful because he has the Flavisham on board, it's not going to be the win-all, be-all. I go for TIANA instead to try to potentially lock him. But he uses a whole new world because he has to, because after this turn, he will not be able to. Which actually is very helpful because he chooses to not quest with the Flavisham then and to get the draws. Or I shouldn't say that. It's still his turn. Just get a little patient. I'm talking too fast to try and keep up with speeding it up. If you don't like it sped up, let me know. He does, in fact, forfeit, and we're starting a replay that you'll see at the end of the video. So you see, we finally get to go first. But anyway, let's hop on over to Dreamborn, go over the deck list, and then, again, stick around for some Into the Inklands talk, and then some replays at the end. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks, guys. So here we are with the deck list, the sauce, the spice. First thing I do want to go over, you see it is a what I would call budget build over here, 78.69 as our total. I'm actually probably going to play this in real life because it's been a ton of fun. I have more replays to follow after this little bit. They're uncommentated just for your viewing pleasure. However, we did go over those couple in the very beginning. We see our cost curve where we go from our 1s, 2s creep up a bit more, and then we're 3 heavy on this build. A little heavier than normal for other builds that I do, but we're aggro, so we're going to definitely lean into our early cards, and then we see that we taper off after the 4, 5, 6, 7 area, actually nothing above 6. Our inkables come in at 13 being non-inkable, 47 inkable, so under 25%. Again, that's the mark I go for, is preferably under 15, closer to 10 if possible. A lot of decks though, it's really hard to get to 10, so if I'm under 15, I am content. Again, TIANA, aggro, but it's purple steel. So I've been playing purple steel for a while now. I've said it's the better aggro than amber amethyst, and I think that because it has a better mid to early late game play, and it doesn't just die to grab your swords as bad either. Although amber amethyst, you can kind of try to play through it a bit to a degree, but then you slow down the deck, and the way ruby amethyst has sped up their deck, it just cannot compete there. So that updated list is taking a little bit longer because I'm trying to find the happy world between surviving steel and outpacing red purple. It's a very delicate balance. The format we're in is so crazy because the best deck has a control version and an aggro version. So you have to take both of those into fact when you're doing this, and then also remember that like the next 4 or 5 decks all contain grab your swords, so you also have to be aware of that. Into the Inklands is dropping very soon, so make sure you're ready for that too. We're going to talk about Into the Inklands also as soon as we go through these cards, and to look at the cards, talk about them, and see how they may impact this deck moving forward. Anyway, we have 4 Maleficents. We're playing aggro. We want to jump out early. 4 Captain Hook. I like him for the challenger aspect, especially because I've been going second a lot, and especially against like those Olafs, those minis, the 1/3 cards, the Flynns, the staples that every deck plays. You can say, come out with your Captain Hook, turn 2, go Maleficent, Pinocchio, whoever, and then if they quest with that 1/3, your Captain Hook can take them out and survive the hit. So that's why I do really like Captain Hook in that regard, because he helps you go second, and he's a 1 quester. He doesn't die to a 1 hit, but I mean, realistically, it's the 2 hits that you got to worry about. 4 Snake. So Snake is good for obviously your goat and rabbit plays, but we're aggro, so we want to speed up. We don't necessarily want turn 4, turn 5 combos. It actually works too when you don't see a bodyguard, especially say turn 3. If you can quest with Maleficent, Mim Snake, bounce Maleficent, then you can replay her and she's ready. It's essentially like a pseudo bodyguard. Additionally, turn 2, if you have no other plays, you can quest with your Maleficent, get 2, Mim Snake, bounce her, stays in your hand because you don't have the ink for it, but again, pseudo bodyguard because you protect her and you put a big threat on board that way. 3 Pinocchio, I wanted to get my uninkables down, and I was at like 63 cards. So I looked over all my uninkables and I said, which one is the easiest to cut here? And it was Merlin Rabbit and Pinocchio. So those cards ratios ended up dropping because of that. Huntsman, this card is, at one point I took Pinocchio out completely for this card. So it quests for 1 less. They're both 2 costs. They're both 1/1 weak bodies. They die to everything. However, one's a vanilla 3 quester and one is a fix your hand 2 quester. Playing against this card so many times, I actually took out other threats first. I was like, I can deal with that later. They have to draw and discard. They're not gaining advantage. But they fix their hands so much. I was like, I underestimated that card. I'm going to try it out, and I have not regretted it. This card is absolutely crazy. Card is so nice, especially like with TIANA when you're trying to get them uninkables out of your hand. This card is so nice. You quest, you draw a card, you pitch the uninkable, you ink the inkable, you empty your hand, you lock them down with TIANA. This card has been crazy, and it's inkable, which is huge. So fixing your hand and being inkable is more important than that 1 extra lore. Madam Mim Fox, again going second, bounce aspect. There's so many things you can do. The one replay, it's going to be after this, where we had her and did some damage, and then we snake her back to our hand, and then we just turn right around, bounce the snake back, and then we can use her, take out, I think it was a Cogsworth in that replay maybe. You guys will see it, and I do apologize. I made quite a few misplays, and I have a really bad habit of clicking, like, instead of singing them, hard casting them because I just click too fast, or like if I'm debating on a card and I got it clicked and I'll let go of it too high up and then it casts the card instead of going back to my hand. Horrible habit of it, but we try to play through our misplays. 3 Benja. I was at 4, but again I had to cut a card and it became the casualty of it. We have draw power, and it isn't bad in any matchup because it's a 3 willpower, 3 cost, inkable, 2 quester, right? But banishing an item like this against the Fishborn Quill, so good, so nice. Oddly enough, I see this card way more against Sapphire decks too. It just makes it feel so good. Flute Song's a big deal, so you can hit that. Spellbook is something for a lot of Ruby Amethyst and other Amethyst lists. Even Lantern, there's a lot of utility where you can use that, and if you don't, again, it's a multi-quester, so he's got a good use. Our bodyguards, we got 4 Hercules and 4 Princes. The Resist 1, Quest for 2, so good. Sucks that he only deals 1. Like, even if he was a 2-3, if he was a 2-3, this card would be so crazy. He's really, really good, but if he has a 2-3, he would be crazy. But he's not, so we're not going to relish in that too much. 2 Tink, another card that can potentially fix your hand, being the recursive one. Every turn you can exert her, draw a card, discard a card. Again, kind of like Huntsman, but it's, you know, Tink instead, and it's not what she quests, so that kind of sucks. Anyway, oh, the 2/4 is actually kind of sneaky good too. Like, you can deal with some stuff because of that. 4 Goat. You know, you never know when you're going to need a goat. It's inkable. You can ink it all the time because you're not trying to play turn 4, 5, 6, 7. I shouldn't say that. You play a lot of turn 4, 5, 6, 7s, but you're not trying to grind out games where that one goat coming down can save you. However, it can save you, so it's nice to have. But early game, you're going to be inking this card quite often. Haven't been running into draw power issues due to Huntsman, due to Friends, due to Tinkerbell, due to the other cards. So we ended up putting Merlin down to 1. It's there as utility. Doesn't come up a ton, and when we added TIANA in, this was the card that probably suffered the most because of it. Cutting 2 of this and 1 Pinocchio were the 3 TIANAs that we ended up adding in. We did also cut the Cinderella package. We were on that for a bit, but I added things like Friends in and some other cards. We have the 4 Hercules, so we're playing for the big Hercules. It's, again, Cinderella I think is a little better, but I like the bodyguard more than the little Cinderella. And I mean, you could just play the big one, but then you're never getting this true shift. You're never getting that early play. And plus, if your opponent drops a TIANA on you, the big Cinderella doesn't actually deal with it because it resists 2, whereas Hercules does, and that has come up before. So that's just one of the reasons, I guess, to play him. And again, we're already playing the bodyguard, so it just made a little more sense. And then Tink, not even necessarily for the shift, but you can. The shift option's there. Just the late game, deal a whole bunch of damage. Was and still am really debating between her and Yzma. I think I'm just going to run with it for now because Inklands is here, and we'll figure out after how the deck changes. But between her and Yzma, there's really good arguments to play both of them, because when she comes down real late game, if you have a Hades or a Cinderella or a big card that you need to deal with, Tinkerbell's not going to do that. Yzma will. So they both have solid options. And then we do play 10 songs. We have 4 friends for our draw power. 4 Strength of a Raging Fire. Again, it's inkable, and just being able to sing it, and we like to go wide with this deck, so a lot of time you'll be able to deal like 3-4 damage. Grab your swords then, just against other aggro decks, against random decks where they're starting to build up on you, kind of a comeback card. It's one of the best reasons to play steel, and especially when you're on aggro, people tend to not want to or think you're going to do it. And I've had games against Amber Amethyst where they're like, I'm starting to go wide, and it's like, okay, they're going wide, we got a bolt race, who can go? And he just dropped like 4 1-drops on me, and it's like, next turn, grab your swords, just boom, board gone. Was not expecting it at all, because again, we're both playing aggro and going wide, and I just happened to have a board wipe for him. So that is the deck. If you have questions, let me know down below. Hopefully I explained things well enough, And let's go look at Into the Inklands. What cards are we getting? This is not complete, by the way, so it's still going on, like reveals are. We have Bestow a Gift, move 1 damage. Some of these I haven't seen yet either, so I'm going to kind of quickly read over them. Move a damage counter from chosen character, chosen opposing. I don't think that's going to see play. Location gets +2, so a 2/3 at a location. That's actually pretty good for a 1-drop. It's better than a 1/3, but again, it means you need a location and her, so I don't think it, especially in the aggro builds, this ain't going to see any play. Name a character, reveal top card, put it in your hand, otherwise on the top. Again, there's going to be decks with this because purple has cards where they can check out the top cards in their deck, and then you can name it and you can add it, and it's kind of nice, I guess, but I'd rather just stick to straight draw power at that part instead of using a card to see it and then using a card to name it to add it. Why not just play a card to draw it in the first place, I guess, is my thoughts. Forbidden Mountain, 6 will, only costs 2, maybe, but I think the Maui's Exile is going to be the location of my choice so far, at least. So a 2 with a Inkable, boom, deal 2 damage to chosen character or location. So it's like Smash, but it can hit a location. Again, this is a card that may see some play, but I still think Smash is better, at least till we get more broken locations. I don't think that's going to see a whole lot of play. Maui's Place of Exile, get resist 1 while here. Absolutely, this card, I'm 100% going to test it in here. You know, you're playing aggro, and if you can put resist on all your aggro characters, that's crazy. Why wouldn't you want to do it? Hydros, a 3-cost quest for 2, but it dies to swords. My 3 and higher drops multi-questers, I want them to have 3 willpower. Like, who are we going to take out of here? It's a 3. You're not taking Mim out for it. You're not taking a bodyguard out. A Tink, but she's your fix your hand. Like, he's not going in over anyone. Iago, evasive, handles mini surfer. Maybe. I guess I'd put him in over Smash to handle surfer. So maybe, but not likely. So far we got a location. Helga Sinclair, Challenger, no, don't need it. Rise of the Titans. This card I do like. I like this card a lot. Banish chosen location or item. Unfortunately, Benj is our item guy. I do want to test these two against each other because this one obviously hits locations. Until we get more broken locations or they really make an impact in the game, this card might not see a ton of play. But if it's cheap, I absolutely recommend getting a play set of this early, because at some point or another this card is going to be broken. So if it's really cheap, if you can get this card cheap, get it, because it is going to be broken at some point or another. It's a 3 cost that banishes a location. That's broken. It's going to be broken. Like I said, locations just might not be strong enough right off the bat to warrant it over Benja, because he quests for 2, he stays on board, and this one just simply does not. Hook's Rapier, we're not really going battle. If you are, you draw cards, that's kind of nice, but Amethyst also helps us draw cards. Less location you pay less to move them there. Not worried in this build. Resist 2, no. Deal 5 to chosen character or location. This I might play over Grab Your Swords for those like late game big boss monsters and just rely on outpacing aggro. So this one might see play in purple steel aggro. Steel Song, this card should see play. Other like Amethyst Steel Control, it might see play probably. In aggro though, I could see it. A lot of people won't, right? Like, a lot of people aren't on Grab Your Swords. They're not playing the bigger cards. I think the deck is aggro enough that you can tone it back at hair and have a mid game, and I've been finding it to be the best of both worlds. Simba, no. Madam Odie, no. So I guess at least for what they have on here, I thought there was some other cards revealed. Nothing too crazy though that I can remember offhand. So Along Came Zeus possibly goes in. Rise of the Titans, Not yet, but get it because it's going to be broken. Iago maybe, but not likely. Place of Exile. This card should probably go in the deck, but outside of that, there's really nothing revealed yet. But for what, we only got 16 reveals. I mean, and they're gonna have, I don't even remember exactly. I think that's only like half of them. So we got quite a bit more. So we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and the breakdown and enjoy these replays. Thanks for watching and take care.